Mr. Bean is wrong. Rowan Atkinson, famously known for playing Mr. Bean, recently wrote an op-ed piece for The Guardian saying he felt duped by the environmental promise of EVs. And he even was bold enough to say that keeping your old patrol car was better than buying an EV. His first incorrect statement was, lithium-ion batteries fitted currently to nearly all electric vehicles. They're absurdly heavy, huge amounts of energy are required to make them, and they are estimated to last only upwards of 10 years. Well, current EV batteries actually last more than 10 years. Some can last between 15 to 20 years, meaning they likely outlive a car, which is estimated to have a life cycle of 12 years. What's more, these same EVs require 4 times less energy to travel the same distance of a gas-powered car. And that energy can come from clean, renewable sources. His second questionable statement was, solid-state batteries are being developed that should charge more quickly and could be about a third of the weight of the current ones, but they are years away from being on sale. He's right about the next generation of batteries being better and lighter, but he might be exaggerating with the timeline. These batteries are expected to hit the market as soon as 2025. Toyota and Nissan are planning to introduce them as soon as 2025 and 2028 respectively. And yes, technically speaking, 1.5 years could be considered years away, but given all the other context in his op-ed, he might be a little disingenuous. There are also companies like Ford and Volvo that have already been testing these batteries since last year. Alrighty, on to his next statement. He said that e-fuels and hydrogen can be a better alternative source of energy, by saying, such a system weighs half of an equivalent lithium-ion battery, and a car can be refueled with hydrogen at a filling station as fast as with petrol. Sure, hydrogen is an alternative, and yes, it does refill faster. We actually did a whole piece on this, but it's not a great alternative just yet. These systems are way more energy intensive than electric. That and infrastructure is extremely limited. Hydrogen uses about 2 times more energy, and e-fuels require about 5 times more energy than electric. And if you're not familiar with e-fuels, that's okay. It's an extremely niche fuel that is synthesized with captured CO2 and hydrogen from renewable energy sources. They also emit a lot of CO2 into the air. And although the source might be clean, the output when used in engines is CO2. Now back to Mr. Bean. Last but not least, he said, feeling that our honeymoon with electric cars is coming to an end. Actually, sales would state otherwise. We're seeing an exponential growth in EV sales according to an International Energy Agency report. In fact, in 2022, there were over 10 million sales in EVs globally. 14% of all new sales in 2022 were electric. That's a significant increase from 9% in 2021 and less than 5% in 2020. And that number is projected to keep increasing. Overall, it'd be great if Mr. Bean didn't cherry pick the information that he includes in his op-ed. The conversation around EVs is nuanced, but his rhetoric aligns too much with the tropes of those who champion fossil fuels and use misleading views on data for financial gain. He also has a collection of gas-powered cars that GQ called unrivaled. So do what you will with that information. That to me makes him a little bit biased. There are scientists, engineers, and yes, even reporters that research these topics frequently. Sure, he's right that producing EVs require more energy than making a car with an internal combustion engine, but EVs make up for that difference since they emit 3 times less CO2 over their lifetime. Those emissions will also decrease when we electrify the national grid. So no, keeping your petrol car won't be better than buying an EV in the long run.